Right, Assalamualaikum Malaysia. Today we're live Mandarin all the way in Sungai Choh, Rawang to check out one of the most anticipated models to be launched in Malaysia. This is the all-new Perodua Traz. Let's have a look. Alright, from the get-go, you can see that the Traz looks quite similar to what we expect because, as we know, this car is based on the DNGA Toyota Yaris Cross, which is specifically developed for the Southeast Asia market. Okay, we start with the front. You can see it gets the same similar looking front face, same sharp LED headlights, and this is the base spec X here. It comes with this gloss black grille, and of course the X model, it doesn't come with a fog lamp. If you want the fog lamp, you can get the H variant out there. But overall, the front part, it looks quite familiar, but at the same time, it looks distinctively enough to be a Perodua rather than a Toyota. Alright, from the side, you can see the similarities between the Traz and the Yaris Cross continues because it still retains this rather sporty SUV body style with a rather rakish windscreen at the rear. But in terms of dimension, this car actually is a proper B-segment SUV. It measures slightly smaller than both the Proton X50 and the Caricarz, but it's still bigger than things like the Perodua Ativa and the Mazda CX-3. So this is still a proper B-segment SUV crossover. Okay, another highlight to show you guys is that the wheels, it comes standard with this 17-inch two-tone 5-spoke alloy, standard for both the X and the H variants, and it comes with this Toyo tires processed CR1 tire, which is quite nice OE tires. But overall, the side profile, it looks more or less similar to the Yaris Cross. Not much difference here. Alright, for the rear part, I think this is my favorite part of the Traz because it looks quite sporty and it does look a bit different compared to the Yaris Cross. Okay, of course, you get the Perodua badge at the back here. You still got the roof-mounted spoiler even in this base spec X variant. But one thing I like the most is actually the taillights itself, because you can see it looks like something came out of a Lexus thanks to this L-shaped lighting signature, and it's an LED taillight unit even in this base spec X model. But down here it gets a bit simple. It doesn't get those fancy bits we see on many other cars. No fake tailpipes whatsoever. But one good thing about this car also is practicality, because once you open the tailgate here, you get up to 471 liters of boot space, which is the biggest compared to its rivals, both the Proton X50 and the Caricarz. And there's even a spare tire down there, so meaning that even in the case of emergency, you can still change your new tire without needing to use the repair kit or whatsoever. Very convenient. But of course, if you want to up the NT, you can also get the Traz with in this top spec H variant, and you can also get them with this sporty Perodua gear up accessories. Okay, what does the gear up package grant you? Okay, you can get this front grille accent down here. It comes with this. They say this is inspired by Paddy, the pattern. And then up front here, you also get this front lip finish in black and silver, and you get an extra light down here on top of the fog lamp, which comes standard on the H variant. And from the side, the gear up accessories grant you with this black hued side mirror caps with the same Paddy accent, as well as gear up branded door visor on the side. And down here, the body kit also comes with this two-tone side skirt that looks again sportier compared to the standard model. And at the back, you also get gear up accessories like this deck lid spoiler here that gives the car a dual spoiler look. It's finished in black, by the way. And down here, you get this sporty rear bumper accents finished in two-tone black and silver, but no exposed tailpipes down here. Alright folks, so now we're inside the front dash part of the Perodua Traz. This is the top spec H variant. It comes equipped with the gear up accessory. Okay, the first thing you notice that it gets a pretty typical Perodua H layout, but with some interesting bits. Okay, for starters, you get this leather wrap steering wheel. The design looks more or less the same we've seen on both the Alza and the Ativa, which is two other DNGA based models by Perodua, but it only comes on the left side control for the entertainment stuff, but no right control for the others because it doesn't come with adaptive cruise control function, and it got a very limited ADAS function compared to both the Ativa and the Alza. Okay, in terms of meter, you get a semi-digital meter cluster instead of fully digital one we saw on both the Ativa and the Alza, but it still looks quite nice. It got a center digital display about 4.2 inches, but the dial, it still looks quite nice. Okay, as for the infotainment, it comes with a new 9-inch center infotainment display that now supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but wired only, so you need to bring your own cable still to connect this car, and it comes with both the USB-A and USB-C charging ports at the front here. But other than that, you see written lots of physical controls, typical fashion of any Perodua cars. You got dedicated control panel for the AC, lock unlock buttons, physical gear shifter, and yes, this car comes with the electronic parking brake with auto hold and center here. You also got some 2 cup holders here. There's a underarm storage there, and in terms of finishing, it definitely looks quite nice. It's not as too bold as we've seen in other Myvi, but you still get this red accent on the front dash with the stitching. It looks quite okay, but if you opt for the H-Pack, you also get this leather seat upholstery, and it comes with this red stitching and piping. But unfortunately, the 2 front seats are not powered. They are both manually adjustable. You also get this dark headliner, which again contributes to making the cabin look a bit more premium, and you got pretty good soft touch materials on door cards here. But other than that, if you spec up with the gear up setting, you also get the gear up floor mats and an RGB light for the door sill here. But other than that, the cabin feels a bit more premium than your typical Perodua, but it is still a Perodua, if you get what I mean. Right, folks, life at the back seat of the Traz here is quite okay. It's definitely not the most spacious thing in the world, but it's quite decent, especially for B7 SUV. Okay, as you can see, I'm 175 cm tall. Headroom is quite okay. Let's check out the leg room. Okay, as you can see, the front seat has been adjusted to the driving position, and I still got pretty good leg room down here. Not too bad, but you can still keep your feet under the seat at the front here. But good thing is that finally, the Perodua now comes with a dedicated rear aircon vents. Here you got 2 AC vents down here for the left and right side passenger. You also get USB charging ports down here. 2 USB-C, mind you, not USB-A. And the central hub is a bit tall, but it won't hinder much of the third passenger to take at the center. But other than that, it still feels quite nice. You still got lots of soft touch materials down here, so it definitely feels a bit more premium than any other Peroduas that I've tested before. Alright, beneath the hood, unlike the Yaris Cross, the Perodua Traz is only available in a single fully combustion powertrain setup, which is the familiar 1.5 litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated 2NR DVVTi engine, the same engine used on many other Perodua models. This one outputting about 105 HP and 138 Nm of torque. Same goes to the gearbox. It's still mated to the same DCVT automatic gearbox, and it drives exclusively the front wheels. Okay, Perodua claims that this car can do as low as 21.3 km per litre fuel consumption, according to the Malaysian driving cycle MDC driving standards. So, despite its larger size, despite using the same powertrain, this engine is supposed to be quite fuel economical, just like many other Perodua cars before. And last but not least, the price, because Perodua has just announced today the price for the all-new Perodua Traz starts from 76,100 ringgit for the base spec X and 82,000 ringgit flat for the top spec H variant. So what do you guys think about the all-new Perodua Traz? Could this be the new king of B7 SUV here in Malaysia?
Caricarz.